in the last month, you have been working on your new song, For What It's Worth.
Yes.
What is it about?
It's a sort of reach out to the guys from Caught in the Act, kind of a flashback of my memories from that time. I found my old video camera and it was broken, and there were all these cassettes that were lying there, and I knew that it had lots of stuff from the 90s, especially from Caught in the Act. So I got that sent off to a company, and they transferred it onto a JPEG, and I was overwhelmed by all the memories that came flooding back, and it made me think about the guys in the group, which I haven't had any contact with two of them, and one recently I've started to have contact with, Ben, and I think that's where the inspiration for the song came from. When I saw the videotapes, it kind of made it real. The memories were there, but then when you actually see footage of things and you're like, oh, I remember that moment. There's a bit in there where we're celebrating Eloy's birthday, and it's just this moment, I remember it. And certain moments when we were touring Asia, it just kind of really brought it back, like right in front of me, and it was special. It was very emotional too.
How old have you been when you joined the group? I
was 22, so no spring chicken, as we say in England nowadays. I think they start you at about 14. But yeah, I remember seeing an audition in the Stage newspaper, and they were looking for boys between the age of 17 and 22. So I just scraped in.
But 22 is still very young when you think of the success that you had. What did that make with your personality?
Well, my friends and people say that it hasn't really changed me much. I think it gave me more confidence, because I was very shy and I lacked confidence in myself. And I think all of a sudden being put in that situation of success, brought me out of myself and gave me sort of an inner confidence. Yeah.
And dealing with the pressure was easy?
No. I think the first 6 months when we had our first hit with Love Is Everywhere, the first 6 months I found very disconcerting. It wasn't what I'd wanted it, and when it came, it kind of ripped the rug from under my feet, and there were many people that sort of crowded in on the band, and we were in this tight bubble that just seemed to get squashed together, and the dynamic, the energy, everything changed just overnight. And I think it took me 6 months to adjust to that. And then after that, I was fine. As soon as that first 6 months were out of the way, I kind of settled, and then I was able to embrace it.
Did some of you guys have girlfriends?
At the time, yes. I had a girlfriend at the time. Bastian did. I think we all did. Yeah.
Did you have to hide them, or?
Yes. That was kind of one of the rules. The rules were you don't have girlfriends. You're all single and you're available. And also, because I was 22, and then we had 2 years of flops in Holland, and we finally got our first hit in 2 years later, and the manager was, you all got to be younger. So we all had to go 2 years younger. I think he thought 24 might be a bit too old for a start out, so I became 22 again, and we all dropped 2 years. Trouble was, the fans in Holland, our small group of fans that we had, they all knew this, so it was a bit of a weird moment. That
after the group split up, all of a sudden you guys were alone, and what was that feeling like?
That was horrible. It was like being on a really fast train and having everything that you ever wanted handed to you, and just a whirlwind of excitement and adrenaline and high stress. And then all of a sudden it was as if we just got thrown off the train, and you're just sitting there having to pick up the pieces and try to just survive that. And also there were many fans who were very devastated as well as we were. So they were camping outside my house, crying. So it was just this, like putting a magnifying glass of all these emotions. I was very lucky. I had a good friend who lived in the country, and she rescued me and brought me to her it was a hidden place. So I was able to grieve with her friends in privacy. So that was how it initially started. And then I ended up getting into spirituality. Started to do meditation and yoga, and I think that helped me sort my head out and saved me from maybe going completely crazy, which I know is kind of a classic thing to happen for people in my situation.
What would you say was the reason for the split up? I mean, in the 90s, there were so many boy groups and they all split up all of a sudden.
Well, ours was kind of, one guy wanted to leave. He wanted to go solo. We were all prepared to continue as a three, but our manager wanted to audition a new guy in the group, like a young guy. I think at the time I was 28. We were all like much older, and I think the manager wanted to bring in some like 18-year-old into the group. And I think we thought, after what we've been through, and we knew how hard it is to deal with each other in that situation, but we had respect for each other because we did the apprenticeship together. We had the 2 years of the flops, of the dodgy nightclubs, the school tours where people are laughing at you and throwing things at you and no success. So we had respect for each other. And then that kind of gave us something for when we wanted to, like, when we were in this situation of the high fame, the heightened stress, all of that, we could still sort of respect each other, even though it was very difficult. The thought of bringing in somebody that we didn't know into that sort of environment just did not sit well with all three of us. So we said no. And the manager said yes. We said no. Then the manager ended it. And that's how it all split very fast. We weren't really prepared. I think I got a call from the Bravo magazine saying to me, "How do you feel about the split?" before I'd even heard it from the manager.
That's awful.
It was awful. It was really, it didn't end well. Yeah.
I read that you wanted to change your name. I don't know if that's true.
It's true, yes. I'm called Colin in Britain. My family still call me Lee, but everybody there knows me as Colin. They think, because they've heard that I've had that my song's now in the iTunes charts and such, and they're saying, "Oh, so is Lee? Is that your stage name?" I'm like, no, that's my real name. "Oh, why have you called yourself Colin then?" And I said, well, at the time I really wanted to run away from it all, so I changed my name. I came back to Britain. I decided I wanted to pursue acting, but I just wanted to let go of my past and have a fresh new start. And I felt like moving from Holland back to Britain, where nobody knew me, was a good opportunity for me to make that change. In hindsight, the fans have never left me. And there was a point where I was, oh my God, what have I done? This is never going to go away. And it kind of freaked me out. But now I've kind of come out the other end, and I'm so grateful that fans are still supporting me and very curious to know what I'm doing and there for me for, the new single. And I'm now like really grateful for them. So I've literally gone through this, kind of went through a dark tunnel, come out the other end, and I'm calling myself Lee Baxter again over here, even though I still use Colin in Britain. It's kind of confusing.
Okay. And why did you lose contact?
Yeah, there was no like major arguments. I think, well, obviously with Ben sort of splitting and going off on his own, that was not really the best sort of energy to leave the group on. But with the other guys, I think that last half a year or so was very stressful. There was a lot of things unsaid. The energy was not good. And I think after 6 months of being in that bubble with all that bad energy, I just think we were all relieved to just get away from each other. And I suppose we didn't realise, well, I didn't realise that it would be so long where we wouldn't have contact. But because I was running away from my past, that was running away from the guys in the group as well. So I just buried my head in the sand and left and tried to make a fresh start, which is ridiculous really, but that felt right for me at the time.
What is your relation to Hamburg?
It's like my second home. I came here for the first time. Well, apart from being in the band when we were here on tour, I came back in 2005 to be at the English Theatre of Hamburg in a play, and made some really good friends here. I've been back 3 times: 2005, 2007, and 2009 at the English Theatre. And in that time, I also met Paul Glaser, who's a very talented Swedish songwriter, singer, producer. You name it, he does it all. And lucky for me, he was a friend of the theatre manager of the English Theatre, and we got introduced and we started working together on songs from 2005 onwards. Yeah, so that's why I come back now, because this is where Paul lives, and because our working relationship is really good, this is where I'll be, at his studio. I run my own business in Arundel in West Sussex. It's called the Arundel Jailhouse. It's an old Victorian prison, and we have comedy nights, murder mystery dinners, theatre. So I'm put plays on, and I'm often in plays there. I'm going to be in one in August, 6 dance lessons in 6 weeks. I have an agent, an acting agent in London, and I do bits and bobs. Not enough to give up the day job, but an advert here, a bit of TV there, a play. So yeah, keeping it going.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, thank you.